Hello, everybody. Dr. Brad Nelson here. I just did a little promotional video for our Body Code seminar that's coming up, our live certification event that's coming up next month in February 2024. And I thought while I was at it that it might be fun to just try to connect with all of you. I've been a little bit of a recluse lately. I guess we've had so much stuff going on. And so thought it might be fun to just get back on and chat with you. And actually, this is kind of a Q&A. So if any of you have any kind of questions that you'd like to ask me about anything at all, you certainly can. So, well, hello. Feng Shui Babe says hello. Hello back to you. Let's see. Also, let me see if I can share my screen also just a little bit here. Here we go. All right. So this is on discoverhealing.com. If you go to Discover Healing, you'll see if you go to hover over the events tab. Yeah, let me close that. You can see this next certification event that we have coming up, and that's again in February 22nd, it's in Las Vegas, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. So if you've been thinking about getting Body Code certified and you just want to cut to the chase and get it done with, come to this event. I think you'll have a great time. So Graceful Indeed says hello. Hello back to you. And Bagui, probably butchered that. Sorry. Hello. I want to share some fun things with you, actually. We've gotten some new translations back. You know, whenever a translation gets done in the Body Code or the Emotion Code, they send those to me. Roki says hello. Hello back to you. And Bagui says, where can I see a sample of a belief code session? That's a good question. I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm not sure. So I wanted to share with you some of the books that have been sent to me. You know, our publisher is St. Martin's Press. And so they have a foreign rights department, and they sell the rights to the Emotion Code and the Body Code to publishers in other countries. And so periodically they will send me books. And so this is kind of fun. They sent me this one recently. This is O Código do Corpo. This is actually the Body Code in Portuguese. Okay, really kind of thick, soft cover, not in color. It's in black and white, but black and white also works fine. I got this one too. This is actually, let me look inside of this book. This is actually the Emotion Code in Vietnamese. So isn't that kind of fun? I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. And we were in Taiwan recently. And we're presented actually with this copy. This is actually the Body Code copy. And so going to Taiwan, I actually was able to get this sooner than the publisher mailing them to me. We got back from Taiwan, and then there was a box of all these books. This one actually is in color, which is really nice. Here, let's see if I can show you here. Yeah, it's also a soft cover book, not quite as thick as the Body Code. So this is in traditional Chinese characters or Mandarin, I guess. And so, and then also you've probably seen this one. This is the Body Code in German, which is also in color. Beautiful book. Very nicely done. So, you know, these are fun things. So I started framing these and putting these in boxes on my wall because I didn't know what else to do with these books. In fact, I have so many of these. If you need a book in Vietnamese or Chinese or anything, stop by. So let's see here. Linda says, as far as the Belief Code session, she says, I have sample sessions on my YouTube channel. So so you could probably post that. If we actually go to our site, I'm not sure if we've got any, and I don't really, it's a Saturday. This is just, I'm kind of doing this on a whim. I don't have I don't have any staff helping me, but if we go to what we do and we go to the belief code and we click on learn more, we've got some information here about the belief code and what that is. And I don't think we've actually got a session on here, but anyway, that's okay. The belief code is really, really fun. We're having just a great time with it. And let's see here. It looks like my video might be back on there, and let's see if that's working. Huh. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. It seems like my video is completely stopped here, so I don't know what's happening. Hold on. Let me, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Really weird. Oh, the video is frozen, but the image is frozen. Okay, that's weird. Don't know what's going on with that. Let me try. I don't really understand what's going on here. Edit audio avatar. Hold on. Oh, I think I fixed it. I don't know what happened there. That was really weird. So let me know if you can see me now and hear me too. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. All right, let's see here. Yes, it's fixed. Okay, thank you. Whew, that was rough. Well, let's see. I want to say hello to some of you people. Habakkuk from Puerto Rico says, I'm certified myself in the belief code. That's fantastic. We did a couple of events in Puerto Rico, and Habakkuk helped us there. It's nice, really nice to hear from you. Let me know if you're having fun with the belief code. And let's see here. Okay, all right. Let me look through. We've got a lot of comments coming in here from different people. Let's see. Laura says, hello from New Whiteland, IN, Indiana, I guess. After 8 years, I finally jumped and got certified in emotion code on December 27th. I'm wondering what your experiences are with dissociation / depersonalization and derealization. Well, the interesting thing about it is that These are symptoms, right? Dissociation, depersonalization, derealization, they're all symptoms. All mental and physical and emotional symptoms are indicators of something else going on. They're all symptoms. In Western medicine, right? And even in psychology, psychiatry, they look at problems, they look at the symptoms as the problem, right? But what we try to do with the emotion code, the body code, the belief code is we try to look deeper. We try to look behind the symptoms to see what actually is going on. And what makes this work so different is that we totally trust the subconscious mind that it knows, and it does know. I believe it knows with a perfect understanding what really is going on, and what those underlying causes are. And so the symptoms that we have, whether they're mental or emotional or physical, are all driven by other things. And we put all of those other things into one bucket and we call them imbalances. And those can be trapped emotions, they can be physical traumas, they can be, anything that you see in the body code. They can be anything that you see in the belief code as well. So yes, I would say, that's really, that's kind of the answer to that question. There is someone that is a close friend of ours, one of our practitioners, actually, who lives in Fort Collins, Colorado. She's been doing a lot of great work. Her name is Michelle Yarbury. She works with children who have dissociative disorders, and using the body code and now using the belief code, she's just having phenomenal results with kids. Kids who are severely traumatized will often dissociate into multiple personalities. And of course, this is well known in psychology. And so what they try to do is they try to help the child recognize the different personalities, and then gradually, over the course typically of a couple of years, they're able to reintegrate those personalities back into one whole, which is how they should be. But Michelle is having fantastic results, and in a much shorter time frame. So that's really fun. Hopefully that helps. Here's a question from Kate. This is a Q&A, after all, kind of an impromptu Q&A. Kate says, "Hi, Dr. Brad. I certified in the body code over 10 years ago, and I'm watching your videos of the new body code. I'm not quite sure of the difference between allergy and intolerance." Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's go to the body code here really quick. And give me just a second so that I can bring this up. Just take me a minute here, I think. And I think it'll be helpful to go in there and actually take a look at things. All right, here we go. Okay, let me just share this. Oops, hold on. Okay. Oh, hang on. I've got to give permission to this thing. I got a new computer. All right, here we go. And all right, here we go. So here's the body code. All right. And that froze me again for some weird reason. But anyway, this is the body code. So if we go in here to energies and we look at allergies and intolerances, the question really is, what is the difference between these two? Well, it's a really good question. Okay. If we think of physical allergies, for example, we all know what those are, and many of us know what those are like because we've experienced those. And so typically a physical allergy is more, you can think of it as an intolerance that's kind of gone to the next level. if we go into, for example, physical intolerances, typically what it says here is the best explanation. An intolerance may manifest if the body comes in contact with a substance that it has trouble processing, usually because the body is already imbalanced or stressed and is therefore less able to digest or otherwise process the substance. One of the most common things that we see if you have a physical intolerance is just a loss of energy. So you might have noticed, a lot of you can probably relate to this, where maybe you eat a certain kind of food or you drink a certain kind of drink, and then it just kind of wipes you out and you feel like you got to lay down and take a nap. That's the most common way that you'll see a physical intolerance, where if you actually have an allergy, it'll be next level. Okay. And we're talking physical intolerances and physical allergies right now. So if you have an actual allergen, you may break out in hives. Your nose may all of a sudden get really congested. It might start to run. Okay. Things like that. So that's kind of the difference. And an idea allergy is like the next level up from an idea intolerance, for example. Okay. So it's really similar. Idea intolerances may manifest if you come in contact with any idea, thought, emotion, concept, event, action, person, place, or thing that you have trouble processing or being around because you're already imbalanced or stressed in some way. So the easiest way to really think of these is that idea allergies are kind of the next level up from idea intolerances, and physical allergies develop oftentimes after there's been a physical intolerance, maybe for a while. So let me see if I can get my I'll connect in again. There's something weird going on with this, it looks like. Anyway, yeah. So hopefully that helped. Hey, there's my friend Marco Puricelli from Italy. Marco helped us with our event over there in Milano, and we're going to be coming back over and doing another one. So he's our official translator. Nice to talk to you. All right, let's see here. Bagui says, thank you, Linda. What's the name of your channel? So, Linda, if you want to go ahead and post that, that'd be great. Dr. Brad, can you explain more about the belief code? Well, sure. I'd love to do that. I imagine that my video and audio, I don't know if that'll continue or what, but let's try it and see what happens. Okay. Let's see. All right. It looks like it's continuing. So I think I did it in a different order this time. So, so let's take a look. All right. This will be fun for you guys. The belief code, if you're new to this, what happens to us is that we often develop negative beliefs, and we have subconscious beliefs. We might have negative beliefs that are conscious, like you might actually believe that you're an idiot or something like that, and I won't be able to really change that. You'll need to do some kinds of therapies to do that. But if we're talking about subconscious beliefs, remember that the conscious mind is a very small percentage of your total intelligence. And the subconscious mind is the vast bulk of your intelligence. It's massive in comparison to the conscious mind. And your subconscious mind does not make any judgments, okay? It just draws conclusions. So for example, if you're a child and maybe your dad tells you over and over, you're never going to amount to anything. You're never going to amount to anything. After hearing that enough times, the subconscious mind might actually make a conclusion or draw a conclusion that is true. And so then that statement, I'll never amount to anything, becomes part of the operating system of the subconscious mind. And then there can be other beliefs that may attach to that or that might grow from that belief. And so it can end up looking kind of like a tree, okay, where you have the roots of the tree, which we would refer to as the faulty core belief. And then from that, you may have other beliefs that grow from that or that are attached to that. And we would refer to those as limiting beliefs that are kind of like the trunk of the tree or maybe some of the branches. And then those might develop what we call negative programs. And those are like the leaves of the tree, like the canopy. And sometimes you'll have something that is called a faulty core identity, which is an identity that you develop that is negative or bad about yourself or the world around you or other people or whatever, usually before age 7. And that's like the soil that this negative belief system, this tree, is growing in. And how this work really came about was back in the early, well, I guess it's actually the late 90s. I started going up to the Seattle area and teaching seminars. And there were a couple of women who were coming to my seminars up there, and they got certified, and they started taking this work that I had taught them. And one of the things that I taught them back in those days was I had learned something. I had noticed something in my practice that I called programming. And I taught this to them. And I told them, look, this is kind of a new thing. I'm not really sure how powerful this is. I don't really know where this is going to go. So why don't you students take this and see what you can come up with, and let me know. And so these two women, Gwen Legler and Leilani Alexander, started using this programming. And what I had noted in practice was that how this came about was one day I was working on this person, this patient, who just wasn't getting well. And so with my computer programming background, I was feeling a little frustrated. And I said, well, maybe you're just programmed to be sick. And so I muscle tested the person, and I had him say that I'm programmed to be sick. And the answer was strong. And I thought, oh, wow, that's interesting. Because see, the subconscious mind is so powerful that if you're programmed to be sick or overweight or whatever it is, it's going to be virtually impossible to overcome that, because the subconscious is so powerful and the conscious mind is so minute. And so what I did is I swiped with a magnet a few times down her back to change that, to get rid of that program. And then I had her repeat it. Okay, I'm programmed to be sick. And now the answer was no. And I thought, oh, this is interesting. So I was playing around with this. So these two women began to work together, and they had clients that they were seeing. And they found that this would work sometimes, and sometimes it wouldn't. And so that led them, with some of the background that Gwen especially had as a social worker, and some of the psychological work that she had done, they started looking at deeper beliefs that are held by the subconscious mind. So let's take a look at the belief code. So what the belief code is, and by the way, what happened with the belief code was that it was so interesting, because over the years, I had gone to visit Gwen and Leilani on multiple occasions, sometimes with my wife and our whole family. And so we became fast friends with them. And we always knew, we would talk about this. I mean, going back to the early 2000s, we talked about how this work that they were doing and pioneering eventually was going to become part of the work that we were doing with the belief, or with the emotion code and so on. And we knew that was going to happen. And so eventually, I believe it was in late 2019, we actually bought the rights to everything that they had developed. And then the struggle was, okay, how do we bring this into our world so that it works like the body code and like the emotion code? Because of course, the fundamental premise behind the emotion code and the body code is that the subconscious mind knows exactly what's going on with a person, and we just ask questions and it gives us answers. And so we're able to treat the subconscious mind as a binary computer so we can get yes and no answers. All we have to do is ask questions, and it takes us right to where we need to go. And so the question was, how do we incorporate this new work and make it work like everything else? And so that's what we've done. And Josh Nelson played a huge role in this, and we're so grateful to all of his hard work. And so this is what the belief code looks like. Oh, whoop. Wait a second. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Here's what it looks like. And so what we have here are 7 main categories of beliefs. Okay. Having to do with the divine, higher power, your own power, passion, survival, communication, insight, and love. So the way that this works is the subconscious mind knows, for example, if you have some kind of a limiting belief, some kind of negative belief systems. So you simply ask, and then what you're able to do is, just like everything else, you're able to ask. You identify one negative belief at a time. And so let's say we're looking for the first negative belief. We usually start with the negative programs. So it's like the canopy of the tree, and then we work down to the deeper beliefs. So let's say maybe we're taken by the subconscious to survival, and maybe we're taken to worth. And so then you'll see here we have negative statements, okay? And you can then ask the subconscious, all right, is this negative statement in an odd section or an even section? So this, just like the body code, you narrow things down the same way. Maybe the subconscious says, well, it's in an even section. Well, is it in 2 or 4? Maybe it's in 4. So you click on 4, and in 4, we've got, this number varies, and the number of sections will also vary. But here we have 10 actual beliefs. Okay. So then once again, you don't try to figure out what these are through your own logical mind. You allow the subconscious mind of the person that you're working on to guide you to the one that it knows is correct. And so you'd ask, well, is it an odd one or an even one? Oh, okay, it's an odd one. Is it 1? No. 3? No. Okay, maybe it's 5. I am worthless. Okay. So you'd make a note of that. And then when you go down below here, one of the first things that we like to do is find out what kind of a belief system this is. Okay. So again, if you think of these as being like trees, okay, you can have a small forest of trees in your mind body of these negative systems. And so they're different kinds. Sometimes they look different. So a basic one looks like this, okay, where it's just a tree, okay? You got negative programs, you've got limiting beliefs, faulty core belief, and then you may or may not have what we call a faulty core identity. Remember, that's like the soil the tree is growing in. Those usually develop before age 7. Or you may have a system that's split, where you might have limiting beliefs that have kind of split off and negative programs. So the picture, I think, is worth 1,000 words. You might have a couple systems growing in parallel, and you might even have an inherited belief system. And those are really interesting to come up with. You might have a tangled system where you've got more than one faulty core belief growing into one tree. And if you go out in nature, you'll actually, if you go out into the forest, you'll actually see trees that look like this. So it's got a parallel in nature, really fun. And then you'll have a partial tree sometimes that's just parts of a belief system. Okay. So you can identify, what kind of system it is. And then how we do this is we'll map this out. We'll map out a whole system in this way. And what's so cool is that when you're done mapping out the system, and you've got maybe the faulty identity, which is the soil, and the faulty core belief, like the roots, and the limiting belief like the trunk and the branches, and the negative programs like the canopy of the tree, you read it from the bottom up. And so what you do is you just insert the word therefore, basically. So you might find the faulty core identity if you have one. You don't always, but maybe that's I'm a bad person. You could add therefore the faulty core belief, nobody loves me, for example. Therefore, the limiting belief might be something like I'm never going to find happiness. And then the negative programs will be something, along the line. So it flows backwards in that way. And so, then the way that it works is once you identify the whole system, then you go into the body code. And this is the reason why you have to be body code certified to be able to do this, because things that are in the body code, imbalances that are in the body code, will be plugged into that negative belief system, giving it power and feeding it and keeping the lights turned on, keeping the energy flowing into that negative belief system. So by going into the body code, then we can unplug. By removing the things that are connected, we can start unplugging the power from that belief code. And so anyway, hopefully that gives you an idea how that works. That was probably more detailed than you wanted to know, but anyway, that's how it works. So it's pretty amazing too. Daniela says, hello, bin so dankbar for emotions code. Danke. And hello to you too, Daniela. Thank you. Habakkuk says, love from Puerto Rico. Absolutely right back at you. And let's see here. All right. And we'll keep scrolling down. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything for me about anything, if you ever had anything that you're just wondering about, fire away. I'll try to answer that for you. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Feng Shui Babe says, I'm a healer that picked up attachments from clients. I've had work done for months, afraid to go back to healing. I feel like they're gone. Can you tell? Well, yeah, I suppose. Let's see, Feng Shui Babe. I don't know if that will work as far as your name goes, but it ought to be good enough. Give me just a moment here. I'll try to ask for some help from up above and then tune into you. Okay, here we go. Okay, so are we connected? Yeah. All right. So, are you still dealing with attachments from clients? No. You feel like they're gone, or are they gone? I think they are gone. Yeah. You okay to go back to doing your healing work? Yeah. Now remember, okay, that if you're ever picking things up from people that you're working on, remember that's not the norm. Okay. If that's happening to you, usually what that means is there's something going on with you that needs to be addressed. Okay. It may be some emotional baggage. It could be something else that is, that's causing that kind of thing. This is not very common, but it does happen once in a while. Some people are empaths, right? To the point that it becomes really disruptive to their life because they're picking up things from other people and it's like they're taking everything on. And what I have found in every case, I mean, it's good to be empathic to a degree, right? But you don't want to be picking up all kinds of things from people. So if that's ever happening to you, it's not them, it's you. And so what you'll want to do, in fact, Feng Shui Babe, what you'll want to do is you want to check yourself and just ask, okay, do I have some kind of an imbalance that, was causing me to pick up things from clients? And if you need to, you can have somebody else work on that with you. So Lynette says, good evening from South Africa. Well, good evening back to you. And Marie says, happy New Year from Spain. That's great, Marie. So Marie and I go way back, right? Marie runs the events. I think maybe, let's see, not only the World Energy Healing Conferences, but also the Animal World Energy Healing Conferences. And those are usually done in the UK. I've been to a number of those, and those are so fun. Marie, you'll remember a few years ago, I guess it was before COVID, we went to Manchester, and it was at the Animal World Energy Healing Conference. And it was so funny because we had, there were lots of dogs in the audience, right? And it was so funny. I'll always remember this because I'm up there teaching, and then it was hilarious because I'd make some kind of a point, and then the dogs would all kind of go, whoa, whoa. So they were all listening. So it's great to have you on here. Thanks for joining us. Kate says, I'm having amazing results with the belief code. Isn't that so fun? Thank you, Kate, for sharing that. Yeah, it's just so exciting. We've been working on this for really such a long time. Habakkuk says, yes, it's amazing. We have already so many healing testimonies. Well, you know, what's really cool, see, is if you think about the subconscious mind within us and how powerful it is and how it controls everything. You know, gee, I learned a long time ago, if your subconscious mind is not okay with you getting well or being healthy or finding love or whatever it is, guess what? You're stuck, because your subconscious mind is so powerful. It's just, you know, you're stuck there. If you can't change the subconscious mind to align with what you consciously want to do, in other words, think of it this way. If this hand of mine represents my conscious desire and will, and let's say that I want to go that direction, maybe I want to find love or get healthy or get skinny or whatever it is. If my subconscious mind and my subconscious desires are going this direction, which way am I going? Well, I'm going to get pulled every time in the direction of the subconscious mind. And so, there's really nothing else like the belief code, I think, in the world. There's nothing else like it. Linda says, I'm loving belief code as well as emotional and body code. The results I see are great. Isn't it so fun? Thanks, Linda. All right, cool. Janie says, I can hear you from Mobile, Alabama. Hello, Janie. And No S says, hello from Bavaria. Hello back to you. And Ursula says, hi, I'm from Austria. I do a lot of emotion code and love it. Thank you for this method. Absolutely. I mean, the emotion code alone is so powerful that, I mean, 80% of the time, issues that people have going on, mental, emotional, physical issues, if you just get rid of the emotional baggage, that's enough. I mean, it's just so simple. Karen says, hi from the UK. Hi, Karen, right back at you. And Karen says, hi, Dr. Brad. Karen Kidd. Oh, Karen, hi. Nice to hear from you. We haven't talked in a long time. She's in Idaho from St. George, where I live. And so, yeah, we're connected down here quite a few years ago. Super excited for the belief code and to get started. Had a practitioner work on me and loved it. Love your work because it's instant results for me. Well, that's the beauty of this, you know. I mean, and again, you know, it has nothing to do with me really, except that I'm the teacher. My mission in the world is just to bring this to you because it's really about you. And remember that our purpose, our company purpose that we all read together every Monday morning at 9 a.m. as a company is healing the world by empowering you. In other words, you, the individual. That's the only way it's all going to happen. So Karen, it's really, really great to hear from you. Okay, Linda Bagu is asking the name of your channel, so that's great. And Kate says, hi, Dr. Brad, I certified in the body code after over 10 years ago, and I'm watching your videos. Oh, we already did this one. Sorry about that. Allergies and intolerances. We talked about that already. Supernova says, greetings from South Africa. Certified emotion code has been helping many. Awesome. I want to get down there one of these days to South Africa. I think that would be great. Laura says, thank you. It's beautiful that she's doing that. I understand what you're saying about symptoms versus causes. Okay, great. And Feng Shui Babe says, great question. Allergy or intolerance? I have a diagnosis of both to USA gluten. Well, let me expand on that idea a little bit. It's interesting that that you use the phrase USA gluten, right? Because if you go out of the US and you go to other countries, like my wife and I do, we find that, for example, in most of Europe, we can eat the bread and we don't have any issues because the bread isn't soaked in Roundup. Because in the US, most of the grains that are grown are sprayed with Roundup, right? And now with wheat, especially, I don't know about other grains, but with wheat, what they're doing is they're now, after the wheat is harvested, I'm told that they are soaking the wheat in Roundup, which is just completely insane, right? But they're doing that because it helps to, I guess, dry out the wheat so it lasts longer and so on. Meanwhile, the rest of us, are having problems with gluten intolerance and all kinds of issues. So gluten gets the blame, right? But people have been eating gluten successfully with no problem for thousands and thousands of years. So why all of a sudden the problem now? Well, think of it this way, okay? If you eat some wheat that has been sprayed and is now poisoned with Roundup, the active ingredient in Roundup is a substance called glyphosate. And so what happens is the gluten comes into your system, and at the same time, this glyphosate poison comes into your system because it's attached to the wheat. And your subconscious mind, now your immune system essentially looks at them together. And so it's kind of guilt by association, you see. It's not really the gluten that's the problem, but you can develop a gluten sensitivity because the gluten, in many cases, is accompanied by this poisonous glyphosate. It's really insane that this is going on, but, thank you, Monsanto. Kate says, thank you. Well, you're welcome. Thank you. Honest is something, and you know what? I don't know if I can translate that, or I don't think I can. But that looks like Polish to me. So, hi, Anna. Baruch says, hi, Dr. Brad, can we use the Body Code app to clean energetically a place, for example, a house or a car? God bless you. Well, sure, you can. Think about this. I mean, I've seen this kind of thing happen where, let's say that, in fact, I'll tell you a story. We had once upon a time, we had a tree in our yard that was just not doing well. We'd put a tree there, that tree died, right? And we couldn't figure out why. Nothing that we would plant there would succeed. And so I finally started doing some testing and found that in that spot, something very traumatic had happened, and that there was energy trapped in that area, right? Does that make sense? Well, it does to me, because think about it. Everything is energy. We are energy. The earth, the grass, the rocks, the trees, everything is energy. And so if something traumatic happens in a particular place, there is energy that is being given off and radiated at that point. And could that energy remain behind after that event is over? Yeah, absolutely could. So what you would do there, what I did there is just acted as surrogate and just release that energy on my, by swiping on myself, and release that energy from the ground there. And then after that, we didn't seem to have that issue with growing things anymore. So, we'll see. That's an interesting question. Feng Shui Babe says, I practice on myself with these books, but I'm thinking about getting certified. Well, yeah, you absolutely should. The fun thing about certification is, first of all, it's really not expensive. We've tried to keep the price and the expense down as low as we possibly can. I know that there are methods of energy healing out there that you can spend a lot of money and a lot of time on, and a lot of traveling and so on. But this methodology is really simple. It's easy for anybody to grasp. And, we have a healing pathway that we've developed for you. So you start with the emotion code. It's simple. All you're looking for is trapped emotions. Then you go to the body code. And once again, for those of you maybe that are just joining us, we're having this event let me see if I can find that thing. Here we go. I'll try to show it to you. We have this event coming up in oh yeah, here we go. We have an event coming up soon in Las Vegas. This is our website at Discover Healing. And so let's see. Here we go. If I click on events, that should work. My computer's a little slow today, but it seems to be speeding up maybe a little. So that's February 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Here we go, right here, body code certification. So if you're thinking about getting certified in the body code, you do need to be certified in the emotion code to register for this. So, so if that's where you are, or if you're, thinking about signing up and you want to do this, you can go ahead and sign up in the emotion code now and then hustle. I mean, the record, I think it's about 9 days. We had somebody go through body code certification and emotion code certification, both in 9 days. Well, for this event, we're going to compress it down to 3 days. So you're going to leave here in 3 days, and that might seem impossible, but we do believe that we can do this successfully. And it's the first time we've done it, but it's going to be our first ever body code live certification event. So you attend this, and then 3 days later you come out and you're certified, kind of like the Belief Code event, where if you do it as a live event, you're able to start and you come and attend, and then 3 days later you leave, and everybody got certified last time. So anyway, that's what that's about. So that's kind of fun. Namita says, unbelievable. I'm reading the emotion code book right now, and Facebook pops up your live stream. Well, there's no coincidences, right? Hi, Namita. Marianne says, Happy New Year, Dr. Brad. Happy New Year back to you. Thank you for sharing these powerful modalities with the world. Yeah, isn't it so fun? I mean, my gosh, I'll tell you, sometimes I pinch myself because I just think, how in the world did all this happen? I just don't know. It's the craziest thing. Sammy, hi, Sammy. Sammy and I go way back. She says, hi, Dr. Brad, happy I'm catching you live. I've almost completed the Belief Code documentation. Well done. Good for you. Yeah, isn't it so fun? There's so much to it. It's so much depth to the program, and it's just so fun. Max, hello, Max. Max, is the Belief Code separate from the body code? Well, yeah, let me show you here how this is designed to work together. Let's see. Let's go to that one. There we go. All right. So let's go to, so this is the body code system app running on my desktop computer. And so we've got them, the three of them laid out here. We have the emotion code, which basically can be boiled down to just the chart of emotions. When you're using the emotion code, you're just looking for a trapped emotion. That's it. In the body code, you're looking for these 6 major kinds of imbalances that cause all of our physical and mental and emotional symptoms, for the most part. Energies, things like traumas and trapped emotions and things like that, pathogens of various kinds, imbalances of circuitry and systems. So these are things like organ and gland imbalances, chakra, meridian imbalances, disconnections between spirit and physical body, toxins of all different kinds, misalignments of all kinds of tissues. And of course, the body code with it, as you can drill down to, any bone in the body, any tissue in the body. There's nothing else like it in the world. And then nutritional or lifestyle is the last area. So you might find that you have a nutritional deficiency in some kind of, maybe you need chromium or vitamin A or something. The subconscious mind knows these things. So this is just a way for the subconscious mind to speak to you much, much more easily, okay, than going and living on a mountaintop for 20 years to try to become so intuitive you can just hear the subconscious mind. Good luck with that. Who's got time to do that? Nobody. So that's the body code. So the belief code is where we're able to find these negative beliefs, okay, subconscious beliefs, and we're able to drill down and find those out. So for example, where are we? We're in communication, which is a category of beliefs. And you'll see that there are connections here. So the communication beliefs are all about the throat chakra, which is of course all about communication, self-expression, purification, learning. The gland for this area is the thyroid gland. So there are these really interesting connections. There's no other system in the world that deals with negative beliefs that I know of that makes all of these connections, which also makes this system really unique. There's a muscle connection too. So in other words, you might have a problem with your shoulder because your teres minor muscle is being imbalanced because of a belief that you have about communication, right? The respiratory system is a system that is connected to this, and then under Maslow's hierarchy, and we explain more about all of these things in the certification program. It's about the level of cognition. So anyway, there are thousands of beliefs in the belief code, and using muscle testing, you're able to zero in on a specific belief. And sometimes there are multiple sections. In this case, there's only one. But you're able to muscle test and see what this particular belief is. You may have, like, I think we all have negative belief systems, and most people have more than one, but you're able to identify these. And so, so maybe it's number 4. Well, you don't do that through using your logical brain. You use it, you do it through using muscle testing or dowsing of some kind, and you ask the subconscious mind of whoever it is you're working on, your own subconscious mind, if you're working on yourself, what the specific belief is. And so you're able to then build, an outline of this whole entire belief system that you have about whatever it might be. And then you can actually delete these things. And what I like to do is I like to test these when I'm working on somebody. I'll build a whole system. And if I'm working on somebody in person, I'll actually have them say each thing, each statement that exists as a truth, quote unquote, in their subconscious mind. And they'll be strong as an ox for every single one. Like if I'm working on you, I might have you say, I can't accept authority. So you'll say that, and then you'll be strong because that's true for your subconscious mind. It's absolutely true. But then we can release those, and then we'll come back, and at the end of the session, we'll test those again, and those will be weak now. So it's really fun. So anyway, that's kind of how that works. So so the two, actually, let me go back to that for just a minute, because the way that it works is, and I talked about this a little bit earlier, but that's what makes the belief code very, very different from the body code. However, you have to use them together. And this is why the belief code is our 3rd level of certification, because you have to be good at the body code to use the belief code. Because it's not enough to just identify a negative belief tree in your subconscious mind. You have to be able to unplug the power sources, in other words, the trapped emotions or traumas and things like that, that are actually the electrical energy, kind of in a sense, that they're plugged into that negative belief system. So once you identify a tree, a negative belief system, you go to the body code and you start unplugging it. And that's what makes this so unique and so powerful. Anyway, great question. Norma says, hello, or clapping. Hey, hi, Norma. And Corin Bear says, hello. Hello, Corin. And Jerusa says, good evening, Dr. Brad. Is there an example of a person who was in a wheelchair and managed to regain mobility with the body code? My husband has been in a wheelchair for 1 year, and we are trying to apply the body code. Well, yes, in my own practice, I'm thinking of a lady that came in to see me, and I have her testimonial somewhere. I'd have to search for it. But yeah, she came in a wheelchair, and she was really in bad shape, and was able to get out of her wheelchair. So, I mean, just because a person's in a wheelchair doesn't mean they have to stay in the wheelchair. Remember that the emotion code, the body code, and the belief code, we don't promote these as cures for any disease at all. Okay. They're not cures for anything. What cures us really, ultimately, is the same power that created these bodies, right? The power that is keeping you alive right now is the same power that can heal you. Okay. So it's not about me. The healing doesn't come from the belief code or the body code or anything else. All we're doing with these methods is removing the blockages that are interfering with the body's ability to heal itself. That's all it is. See, your body knows how to heal you. It knows what to do. It knows exactly what to do. But there are things in its way, typically. Maybe it's a deficiency. Maybe it's a negative belief system. Maybe it's some misalignments of things. Maybe it's a pathogen. Maybe it's trapped emotions. So that's all we're doing is we're removing things to then allow the body to better heal itself. So hopefully that helps. So the answer is anything can happen. All kinds of things can get better. When I was in practice, most of the people that I saw had been told there was really no hope for them, that they were never going to get well, right? And yet the vast majority of them were able to get well because I just simply had figured out a better way to remove the blocks that were in their way. Hopefully that makes sense to all of you. That's what this is really all about. So, hey, go for it. And, you always want to expect a miracle, right? Because if you expect the miracles to happen, that's when they tend to happen, right? It's all about quantum physics too. And we could get into that, but I'm running out of time here. Carmen says, see you in Vegas in January. Dr. Brad, so excited. Oh, yeah, Carmen, that's going to be really fun. It's going to be great to see you there. Corinne says, almost done with my Belief Code certification. Fantastic, Corinne. That's really great. Max says, okay, it is. Thanks. Thank you, Max. Kate says, the tree analogy is brilliant. My clients love it too. Yeah, it's so obvious, right? When we went to Taiwan, probably, I don't even know, late this last year, not that long ago. We were there like, I don't know, a month or two ago. Our hosts there took us to this ancient forest, and there were trees there that were thousands of years old, and it was amazing. And we saw examples of all of these different kinds of tree systems in the subconscious mind. So it's really fun. One of the exciting things too about the Belief Code is that when you find what we call a faulty core identity, which is like that really basic belief that forms like the soil in the subconscious mind, if you remove that, then you're taking away the underpinnings of many other little belief systems that might exist in that forest of yours of negative beliefs. And so there's nothing else like this, we think, in the whole world. Don C says, will you launch a Belief Code book for those who want to work on themselves before entering the certification program? We don't have any plan really to do a book about that. We are working on another book right now. The working title of that is Love Revolution, Opening Hearts Everywhere for Joy and Peace. I don't know if that's going to be the title. That's just the working title. It's going to be about unconditional love and the heart wall. And that's going to be really fun. But we don't have a plan right now to do a book about the Belief Code. But it's a good question. So Max says, thank you. And all right, let's see here. Glow says, thank you so much for all your work going into these modalities. Absolutely. This has been really so much fun for me. Thank you. Alina says, can't wait to join you in person in Las Vegas in 2 weeks to learn the Belief Code. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so fun. These live events are so amazing. And so remember, we have this live body code certification event coming up the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of February in Las Vegas also. And so let me just, there you go. You can see that right there. Yeah. So that's at our website, discoverhealing.com. So if you're emotion code certified or you think you can be, you'll, by the time this thing starts, once you get certified, you can sign up, and there are still some seats left for this. Get certified in 3 days. Anne, hello, Anne. Anne says, any chance you're going to do a beliefs class in Alberta? Probably not this year. You might want to come to Las Vegas. Actually, we're going to be doing another one. That one's sold out already. We are going to be doing another one in later on this year, though. Okay, so keep your eye on the website. Rookie says, thanks, Dr. Brad. Thanks back to you. Connie, yes. Adela says, the results with the Belief Code are unbelievable. It's the unbelievable Belief Code. I love working with it. Thanks, Adela. Liliana says, I'm doing the Belief Code certification and have already had wonderful results with the first sessions. Thank you, Dr. Bradley. It's such a gift. Yeah, it can be just kind of mind-blowing. I mean, really. sometimes my wife and I will do a belief code session on someone, and then like the next day we'll observe that person and it will be like, oh, this is like a totally different person today. Wow, amazing. Linda says, I've done 20 of the 30 sessions for belief code certification. I'm loving it so much. Awesome. Glad you're having a great time there. And then Apostol is from Greece. So hello. Not sure what that means, but Connie says, good afternoon from Philadelphia. Hi, back to you. And Asma says, if we erased a belief in its associations and I got triggered again and the time of calibration is not yet done, does it mean I'm creating again the same pathway? Probably not, but who's the ultimate authority? The subconscious mind. You could ask it, and there might be something that you might need to release, but it's unlikely that a whole belief system would get recreated. Angela says, Darcy Simmers, hello. And Stephanie says, do you have any plans to do a book signing in St. George, Utah anytime soon? Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, I really should do that, huh? That's a really good idea. I'll talk to my staff about that, and then we'll let you know. That would be really fun. Elena says, I'm starting EC certification. I'm so excited. Very novel technique and way to keep us to Christianity. Thanks, Dr. Nelson. Oh, you're so welcome. Well, as a Christian myself, a follower of Jesus Christ, I give everybody, my point of view and how all of this came about. But remember that this is not, it's not a religious thing. It's just a healing methodology. And it works for you, whatever you happen to believe. I think it works better if you believe in a higher power. And I think if you believe that there is a higher power, then we're probably talking about the same thing, right? So, yeah, so thank you. Hey, there's Ian. Hi, Ian. Great to hear from you. Happy New Year from Tahoe. Glad I caught this live. Ian is, when you do emotion code certification, you will have a couple of modules with Ian, who is an attorney specializing in working with energy healing practitioners. So great to hear from you, Ian. Thank you. Elena says, Happy New Year from Houston. And Happy New Year right back to you. Serena says, good evening from Ireland. Oh, great to do this. It's a wonderful modality. It's helped me a lot. Can't wait to go back to Ireland. Don't know if we're going to get there this year, but my ancestors on my dad's side were all from Ireland, so feel very much at home there. Connie says, what would be a good question to ask the subconscious mind with resistance to weight loss? Well, the simplest one that you can do is you can just ask, am I okay with losing weight? Okay. And if you're okay with that, in other words, think of it this way. If you want to lose weight, you've got to get your subconscious mind on board. Okay. Remember the little example of this hand representing the conscious mind and this hand representing the subconscious mind. You want to align those, okay? And so there are certain kinds of questions you can ask to just challenge the subconscious mind to see where it is, okay? So you could ask, and those questions would be related to whatever goals you have. So let's say that you want to lose 50 pounds. And you want to get down to a, maybe like a size 3 dress, I guess. I don't know, something like that. You could ask, because the subconscious mind knows all these things. You could ask, is it okay for me to lose 50 pounds? Am I okay with losing 50 pounds? See what shows up. If that's a no, that will tend to lead you directly to the underlying reasons why you're not okay with it. You could ask, am I okay with being a size 3 dress? Is that okay? So the two that I think are the most useful are, number one, are you okay with blank? Number two is about safety, okay? In other words, is it safe for me to be, a size 0? Is it safe for me to lose 50 pounds or 30 pounds or 20 or whatever, right? So those are the two. You can branch out from there. And remember, if you ask for help, then you'll be more likely to get the intuition of the questions that you should ask. And remember, a lot of the time that intuition comes from the angels around us that are there to try to help us. And when you ask for help from up above, then that's when those angels tend to come in. And I think that happens every single time. So All right, I got about 8 more minutes, then I got a hard stop. Ian says, just today I was teaching on the power of the subconscious mind to hold us back on legal issues. Awesome. Yeah, the subconscious holds us back on all kinds of issues, right? Sue says, do you have any tips for working with someone in a semi-vegetative state? The parents see small improvements, but is there anything different you can do? Well, you know, I've worked on people in these kinds of states, and the subconscious mind, remember, is always awake, and it always is aware, and it never sleeps. So you can always talk to it and find out what needs to be done. You know, I've had cases myself where for example, on I don't know how many different occasions where I'd be called to go work on someone who maybe was in a coma, and or somebody who was in a semi-vegetative state, and they, you know, were just lingering for a long time. And of course, naturally, the hope of the family was, hey, Dr. Nelson will come in and work on, you know, mom, and she'll get better. And most of the time people died because when I would go in and work on somebody and release emotional baggage, oftentimes it was the emotional baggage keeping them here. And so, you know, they'd have fear, or they'd have regret about something in the past, or they'd have fear about what was coming when they would, you know, leave this world, and so on. And so when I would release those trapped emotions, oftentimes in a, you know, usually in like 48 hours, they would pass on and be able to make the transition. So, so I guess that's what I would say to that, Sue. You know, hopefully that helps. Agnieszka says the belief code is a key to everything. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Anne says, I'm in Alberta. Love Alberta. I'm originally from Montana, you know, so we used to go up to Alberta. I've got a lot of relatives up actually across the border up there. And my dad was actually born in Wolford Park, Alberta, which is wasn't even a town back in 1919. It was just a few homes, I guess, kind of out on the prairie. But yeah, so I've got roots there. Hey, there's Mary. Mary says, hi, Dr. Brad from Texas. Mary, of course, is one of our staff practitioners. And so you can see her on our site at Discover Healing. Here you go, Mary. I'm going to put in a plug for you right now. Here's our practitioners. Oops. And we have just a few staff practitioners, and there's Mary right there. And she is she's from Texas, and she also, if you get Belief Code certified through our online program, you'll probably be working with her, because that's also what she's doing. So there you go. Cool. Christina says, good evening from the northern part of Sweden. Hello. Where else do you intend to teach body code on site? More places than Vegas, maybe in Sweden. You know, let's see. Well, if you're talking about the body code itself, I'm going to be doing a body code seminar in Frankfurt, Germany this summer. We actually came to Stockholm last year and did a book signing, but we're not going to be making it to back to Sweden this year. Okay. But you might want to come to Frankfurt. Connie says, or releasing weight, but gaining it back up again. Yeah. Same kind of thing. Yep. Teresa says it's actually quite common people to pick up attachments from clients. Remember, sensitive, empathetic people gravitate to this type of work as they want to help people. This is why during sessions, you need to connect to source consciousness as a buffer and not the actual client energetically via proxy. Okay. Well, yeah, I would disagree with that basically, but you know, we all have different opinions about things, and that's okay. Genesis says Maria Rodriguez, and Dorothy says hi from Sweden, and hi back to you, Dorothy. Mary says the belief code is a revolutionary tool. I would agree. Shaban says hello from Ireland. Hello back to you. Norma says hi. Cynthia says I have trouble with barley and rye. Well, again, you know, there can be associations with that in the subconscious mind. And remember that that's one of the things you can also do. If you're working with an intolerance, or you're working with an allergy too, the subconscious mind, remember, is always making associations with things. And so you can ask for, you know, as part of the body code, you'll be asking if there's something associated. Okay, Genesis says, hello from Utah. I'm working on my emotion code certification right now. Awesome. And Edna says, Hi, Happy New Year from Sao Paulo. Hello back to you. And Bernadette says, hi, Dr. Brad, how do I find a belief code practitioner? Oh, well, that's easy. I can show you that right here. If you go to Discover Healing and you go to, of course, we have our staff practitioners. Then you can also go to our practitioner map, okay? And you can actually narrow the map down, and you can see now we don't have a whole lot of body code practitioners or belief code practitioners yet around the world because of course it's new, but if you click on, let's see, how does this work? Certifications, there we go, level 3 belief code. That narrows it down for you, okay? And then if you want to zoom into a particular area, okay, you can do that. There we go. And then we've got the color coding here so you can see who the belief code practitioners are. And so here we have one right here, and that's Lori Rossi. So that's really easy. That's how that works. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad I could show you that. Sammy says, I have an American friend who has lived in France for many years now. She's a counselor and interested in getting certified. She asks if there is or will there be a translation to French? Yes, there will be. On the wall behind me, we have, you can't see it, but there's an emotion code book in French. And so gradually, yes, we will have everything translated into all these languages. We're trying to do them as fast as we can. Anne says, thank you all. Thank you for all the amazing work. It just makes so much sense to me. Yeah, isn't that great? You know, true things usually make sense, right? Okay, cool. Yes, Agnieszka says belief code practitioners are on the map. That's right. That's what I just showed you. That's great. And Christina says in the body code book, you say that you can get blue from colloidal silver. I wonder if that's really true. Yeah, there are different kinds of colloidal silver, I'm told. And so that's something that you can look up online. Colloidal silver is one of those things that can be really, really great, but you know, you don't want to overdo it and become the blue man. Could happen. Mary says, yes, they can get their certification live this coming February. Go to discoverhealing.com. That's the body code certification that's live. Absolutely right. And oh man, let's see here. Cynthia says, my friend did a belief code session in November. In the summer, he explained the tree analogy. So interesting. Yeah, it's absolutely true. And like I said, true things usually make sense. Anna says, happy new year to you and your family. I'm so grateful for your existence. I'm both emotion and body code practitioner. I've had an amazing results with my clients, literally miracles all around. I'm planning to qualify for belief code in the next few days. Fantastic. I was wondering if it's possible to get a belief code session from yourself, from me. You know what? I don't have time to do sessions anymore. I just have too much going on. But, you know, there's lots of people on the map. So Agnieszka says, yes, belief code's amazing. I'm doing the certifications really top of the top. Awesome. The belief code goes so deep from Mary. So true. Julie says, will the belief code become available to the public, or will it only be available to those who get certified? It's probably only going to be available to those who get certified. And the reason why is, again, because it works hand in hand with the body code. To be able to use the belief code, you have to be able to unplug the power to these negative belief systems. And that's by going to the belief code and finding imbalances that are in there. Things like trapped emotions and you know, sometimes offensive energies or post-traumatic energies. You have to know how to do the body code. You've got to be good at the body code. That's why the belief code is our third level of certification. So I can't see us ever releasing it to the general public because you have to have a level of expertise to be able to do it right. Hey, Cindy. Cindy's an old patient of mine. Hi. Cindy Z loves you, and I love you too, sweetie. It's great to hear from you. Mary says, thank you for what you do to bring light some of the stuff we've been carrying for years. Absolutely. Well, it's time for us to start shedding our baggage, right? And getting rid of all the crap we've been dragging around all of our lives. That is where we are. It's now time to start getting rid of all this stuff because we don't have time to drag it anymore. The world is changing. The world's in a transformational process. Every day, I believe, the consciousness level of the world is expanding a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more every day. We're never going back to where we were. And there's a whole new world coming that is going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be, it's going to be a little rough. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be a little rough to get there because these old control systems, they don't want to lose their power. And so we see all these weird things going on, but it's all going to work out. Trust me. Okay. Petra says, can you get certified in the belief code if you're certified in the emotion code, or do you need a body code certification as well? Well, the way it works is level 1 certification is emotion code, level 2 is body code, and then level 3 is belief code because it builds on both of those previous levels. Great question, though. All right, let's see. Roslyn. Hello, Roslyn. Happy New Year, Dr. Brad from Queensland, Australia. Loved using belief code on myself and clients, having amazing results, releasing faulty beliefs and replacing with empowering beliefs. Oh, that's another thing I didn't even show you guys. Look at this. Again, remember, there are thousands of beliefs in the belief code. So let's go to love, for example, and maybe partner. And there are negative beliefs, but guess what? There are positive statements as well. Okay. And so what you do is you ask the subconscious mind, do you need any positive beliefs to be installed? And then you're guided to those too, because the subconscious knows what they are. So, I am worthy of a loving partner or whatever. And then you can actually install those. So yeah, that's fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. Because probably I should have mentioned that, but a lot of people didn't probably realize that. So Nicola says, when will there be a belief code book or certification online course, please? The belief code certification online course is already available. That is on our site at Discover Healing. So, for example, now you do have to be emotion code and body code certified. But if you go to the, let's see here, probably the get certified area right here. Let's see, there we go, level 3 belief code. And you can enroll, and let's see, I'm not sure what this is going to do on my computer because, but basically this is where you would go. So there's level 1, level 2. It's in there. If you're certified in level 1 and level 2, it's going to know that. And so it'll present you with the opportunity to do level 3. Okay. But it is available online, and it has been for a little while. Okay. Tina has a question. How long after becoming certified in the body code can you seek the certificate in the belief code? Right away, if you want. You get certified in the body code, you could jump into it the next day if you want. Okay. Nicola says, would you consider coming to Bangkok and invite your Asian fans here, please? Yeah, we're actually in discussions right now about coming to Bangkok this fall. I'm not exactly sure when. It's kind of still up in the air, but we'll keep you posted. Patty says, yes. Yes, right back at you. Ionella says, will you write a book in the belief code? I would love it. Probably not. Jagvita says, hello, did you ever manage to heal the person from Parkinson's disease? Greetings from Poland. Hi. Well, again, remember, this work is not about healing anybody or healing anything, okay? We don't make any claims about anything like that. Are there underlying reasons why a person might have those symptoms? Could be. Could there be things in the way of a person being able to heal from something like that? Could be. That's where we come in. We try to find and remove the things that are in the way of the body's natural ability to heal. I have seen some dramatic things, and some of our other practitioners have as well. So it just depends, but that's all we do is remove the things that are in the way. So Mary says, need healing, had one session, really didn't feel much different. I've been doing healing work on myself for 3 years now. Help, please. Well, unfortunately, I'm already out of time, but I'll do another one of these. But Mary, again, remember, we've got all these practitioners all over the world that you can connect with, okay? On Discover Healing, you can go to the practitioner page and you can scroll down. You can book a session with someone, belief code certified, body code certified, emotion code, whatever you want to do. All right, let's see here. Dr. Brad, do you intend to come anytime to Brazil? We don't have a plan to come to Brazil yet this year, but it is one of the next places that that we want to go really, really soon. Marnouche says, I just wanted to thank you for your amazing work. Body Code and Emotion Code really helped me in a lot of ways. I released over 200 trapped emotions and it improved my life in many ways. Awesome. Fantastic. Dansu says, thank you. Thank you back. And AJ says, why would someone briefly heal and then relapse as soon as they claim to feel better? Thank you. Greetings from California. Okay. Well, this kind of thing can happen. And I'm kind of already over time here, but we'll take this to a quarter after. Here's what happens. I noticed this when I was in practice. Sometimes somebody would come in to see me, and maybe they've had a chronic problem for many, many years. And I might do one session on them, and suddenly they're completely well for maybe a day or two. And they're telling everybody, and they're so excited. And then sometimes their symptoms would all return. And what I came to believe was it's like the subconscious mind showing them, hey, you're on the right track. This is where you can go with this. We're going to give you a glimpse of what this can be like, okay, to be totally better. But then there's more work to do because you're not really done yet. And so that's kind of what often happens there. Jeannie says, thanks. Thank you back. And Graceful Indeed says, thank you. Enjoyed being here. Well, good. Thank you. I'm glad. This is really fun for me too. I'm sorry I haven't done this for a while because I haven't. I've just, kind of been out of the loop. Francesca says, hello. Did you ever help somebody with depression? Oh, yes. But again, we don't claim to cure depression, right? Or anything like that. I'll tell you what I have found with people is that the number one thing, the biggest underlying blockage to someone getting over their depression naturally has been the heart wall. So, I mean, I've seen myself personally, I've seen people who were suicidally depressed, who had to decide every day if they were going to live that day or take their life that day. And I've seen people that bad multiple times. I've seen people that bad where the heart wall was the blockage. And by releasing that heart wall, those people were able, to get well. So Anne says, hi, any chance you'll be coming to Australia anytime? Yeah, I think we're coming this fall, but we don't have anything on the site yet about it. We're just kind of finalizing things. So we are coming to Australia. Graceful Indeed says, will you come to Australia? Yeah, same question. Mm-hmm. We're planning on that. We haven't been there for 13 years, so it's time. Energy Works says, hello, Dr. Brett. Hello, right back to you. And Bagui says, can I be certified in the Belief Code without the other two certificates? No, unfortunately, you can't. But it's okay. Trust us, it works better that way. Biokinesiology with Grace says, hello from Ireland. Hello, right back at you in the middle of the Belief Code. Love the Emotion Code and the Body Code. Awesome. You're going to love the Belief Code too. Energy Works says, hello, Dr. Brad. I too offer free samples every Wednesday on my YouTube channel. Well, there you go. So if you're looking for a free sample, Energy Works, that's where to go. She can help you. Oliver says, Dr. Brad, do you plan a Body Belief Code certification event in Germany live? Well, yes. It's not on the books yet, but Dr. Suzanne Hufnagel will be teaching that. She's going to be doing a live Belief Code certification event in Germany or maybe Austria. I'm not exactly sure, but that is coming probably, I would say probably second quarter of this year, but that's up to her, but I'm thinking it's probably going to happen pretty soon. Elena says, indeed, right back at you, Elena. And Virginia says, hello from the Netherlands. I wonder if this session is being registered. Yes, we're recording this. And so this whole thing is going to be on the Discover Healing YouTube channel. It's being recorded right now, actually. It's kind of amazing. This is going out to 3 different Facebook channels or pages and 2 YouTube channels, my personal one at Dr. Bradley Nelson, and then also Discover Healing. And it's also going to Twitter. So how that's going to work, I don't know. Hey, there's Safina. Safina, really nice to hear from you. She says, good evening from London. Happy New Year. Safina, we've done couple of events over there, I guess, in London with Safina, and she's helping us to put together our next London event for this year, 2024. So say hi to your sister and your brother for me. Energy Healing Esthetician says, how do I get the belief code chart? Well, there is no belief code chart. It's in the belief code itself. And the belief code is an app that you can download, but you don't get access to the belief code. It's in the Body Code System app that you can download, but you don't actually get access to it until you enroll for the course. And then that unlocks the belief code system for you. Is how that works. All right. Energy Healing Esthetician says, I'm certified in the emotion code. Awesome. Good for you. And Energy Work says, hello, Dr. Brad. I too offer free samples on Wednesdays on my YouTube channel. Thank you for everything you're doing and have brought through. I'm now enrolled in the belief code as well. Sherry, fantastic. Good for you. Safina says, okay. Hi, Safina. Stan says, Happy New Year from Florida. Sandy coming to Vegas in a couple weeks for training. Stoked. Awesome. And there's Anna. Hello, Anna. And Connie says, thank you, Dr. Brad. Great tips. Awesome. Well, that's what this was for. This is just really a spur of the moment thing. But I need to do this more often because it's so fun to connect with all of you. Connie says, thank you, Dr. Brad. Great tips. Okay, we read that already. Mary says, glad to be able to help. Safina says, London in June. That's right. London, June. English. Okay. Will there be a way to get certified online in the emotion code and body code? Yes, there is already. If you go to Discover Healing, here we go. And you just go to, let me drag this over a little bit. There we go. If you go to Get Certified, all the information is right there. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3. Okay. And that's our website, discoverhealing.com. Cool. Valeria says hi from Brazil. Hello back, Valeria. And Sarkan says, I'm from Turkey and the prices are so high for us because of conventional rates. Yeah, the interest rates are really, really high. The exchange rates are really not good. Is there a way to get a discount or a special price for the Middle East countries? Would you consider this in the future? Yeah, that's something that we don't have available at this point, but it is something that that we've been discussing. And so we'll keep you posted about that, okay? Leslie Aaron Rogers, hello, says, I am now certified in all 3 levels. I'm so excited to be a part of this amazing work. Good for you, Leslie. Isn't that fun? Oh, man. And D Lake 145 says, Dr. Bradley, we met when I was a missionary in California 20 years ago. Wow. No kidding. Oh, man, that's fantastic. Well, small world, huh? Susanna says, hola desde Portugal. Okay, I would love to go to Portugal. And let's see here. Oh, and then we got some more coming in here. D-Like says, I'm alive today because one of your practitioners and the effect of the emotion code. Fantastic. My family and I get sessions every month. Wow, that's so cool. That's so great, so great. Well, unfortunately, guys, I am out of time. I had a hard stop at 3 and it's 3:15. So I'm going to have to go, but this has been really fun. I'll try to do this more often with all of you and, just jump on here for Q's and A's. And I don't know if these will be scheduled or not, but it's a new year and I'm trying to not be so much of a recluse. Okay. So Safina says, thank you. And thank you, Safina, for all that you do. And thank all of you for all that you're doing. For all the healing work that you do. Marie says, Adios, Brad, thank you so much for your sharing with us all with such humility. Your codes are a gift to us. Blessings to you and love and gratitude. And right back at you, Marie. We're all in the same boat as I see it. We're all on different oars. We're all in the same boat. We're trying to move humanity towards this new future that is going to be ruled by unconditional love. That's where we're going. Glow says, appreciate you so much. Right back at you. Bagui says, thank you so much. Thank you. Ann says, thank you. Mary Carmen says, love you, Dr. Brad. I love you too. I love all of you. Thank you so much for all that you do to keep all of this work going. This work is a piece of the puzzle. It's a piece of the puzzle that is changing the world one person at a time. There's a whole new world coming. It's going to be amazing. And this is part of that. It's all about healing. Agnieszka says, thank you, Dr. Brad. It was nice to see you again. Nice to see you too, Agnieszka. And Allison says, thanks. Anna says, thank you. Me and my clients appreciate you. Can't wait to meet you in person one day. Absolutely. Blessings to you and your family. Enjoy your day. And Jennifer says, thank you. Just found you in your work today. Wow. Looking forward to learning more. Cool. Joanna says, thank you. And we have lots of thank yous coming in, but I am going to have to get going or I'm going to be in trouble. So thank you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Okay. Have a great weekend wherever you are.